Yo, what it do, brothers? You are now tuned in to all that rah-rah with your Hebrew brother, Milo Judah. What's going on, brothers? Quick disclaimer, brothers. On my previous two videos, I believe it's episode 41 and 42, or episode 42 and 43, one of them. My microphone on my other computer in my office, it wasn't connecting to my computer, so my audio may be a little funny, meaning, it's not as clear. But I have had that problem rectified. Well, I rectified the problem. But even still, so from here on out, you're going to hear clear audio in my videos. But with that being said, brothers, what it do, man? What's popping? What's popping, brothers? So this video will be about having respect from your woman and what really is respect in a relationship or a marriage. Right? Because we have women out here who dress scantily clad, but believe that, men who aren't willing to date with them or deal with them dressing and showing all of their assets, that those type of men are insecure. But what they fail to understand is that those men are not insecure. Those men are secure. And that's the reason that they want their woman to be covered up. It's not about being insecure. It's about protection. And a part of protection is prevention. And a lot of times, so-called black man, you have to prevent your woman from putting herself into situations that are not beneficial to her or both of you. Or if you have a family, of all of you. Because a lot of times, women, they tend to move, off of a whim, right? They move off of impulse. And, they may say something Tuesday, and by the time Saturday comes, they feel a totally different way. But when they made the statement Tuesday, they were very passionate about it. Right? So I'm not saying don't listen, but you take everything with a grain of salt. Right? And you have to pay attention to the woman's actions, because women, they will say one thing, but their actions are always showing you exactly what they want or exactly how they feel. It's about their actions. Now, the thing is, you have to be able to identify this type of stuff in the courting phase, because if you allow yourself to get in a marriage or a relationship with a woman like this, then, it can potentially go left, far left, because she will say one thing and then do a whole other thing now, that could rear its head in any type of situations, financial situations, and situations where, it's a need that both of y'all survival skills are a must. And she might say one thing and do something else. Now, I'm not saying that all women are like this, but most of them. And to a degree, all. Because for brothers who are married to a good woman, which I am myself, there are times where, you two may get into it and she will say one thing and she doesn't mean it at all. Right? Now, your woman should not be disrespecting you. Don't get it twisted. Neither should you be disrespecting your woman. Don't get it twisted. And I also understand that there are times where men say things that they don't necessarily mean, but for the most part, if a man says something, then he usually means it, right? If he says sit your ass down and he says it in that manner and in that tone, then he means sit your ass down. Right? A woman should say something below the belt, something totally out of left field and not mean it at all, but she'll say it in order to win the argument. And the thing is, women can talk to each other like that and make up. If a woman says something like that to a man, it's going to be in the back of his head. He's always going to remember that. She feels this way about me at the end of the day. Right? So, as I stated, you brothers have to be able to identify that in the courting phase and make a decision as to whether you are going to continue courting this woman and pursue a relationship or a marriage with her. But you just have to understand that, when you get into arguments or when she's out and about, she may say she loves and respects you, but if you can't deal with her dressing this kind of way, then, you're insecure. You're not the man for her. She may say that to you when you try to step to her about the way that she's dressing. And it's like, how is that respect? How is that respect? Right? A woman who respects you, she is going, even if she has an attitude about you telling her to change, she's going to change. Let that sink in, brothers. Even if she has an attitude about you telling her to change her clothes, she is going to change her clothes. right? And she's not going to pack a bag with the clothes in it and try to, put the clothes on when she's out and about. She's not going to do that. She's going to respect your word even if she has an attitude. And that's one thing that brothers have to understand, right? Women are human. So you may say something to them that they may dislike, but out of respect for you, they're going to do what you said. And, a lot of times brothers will get upset if their woman gets upset at something he says. Brothers, let that shit roll off your shoulders, especially if you know for a fact that she respects you and she's going to do what you ask. If she gets an attitude about it, so be it. Right? She's a human. On top of that, we all know that women are emotional. Right? So let that shit go, man. As long as she's doing what you're saying, you can't get upset about it. You can dislike the fact that she has an attitude, but so what? So what? Now, with all that being said, brothers, we are going to go into a street interview with a woman dressed scantily clad, and we are going to see exactly what she says about respect and, security and a man being insecure in a relationship and what type of man has to be able to deal with her. Right? So with that being said, brothers, we are going to do some real and rare analysis. Let's get it.
How old are you?
How old are you?
27.
For the most part, when people answer questions with questions, it's because they have something to hide. Now, you have to understand that everything is nuanced, right? You may be having a conversation with someone and you ask them a question, and for clarity or for further understanding of your question, they may ask you a question to be able to answer your question, right? But if you are having a heated discussion with someone and you ask them a question that, pretty much traps them, and they respond with a question rather than answering that question, it's because, number one, they know the truth will look bad if they answer that question truthfully. And number two, they have to remain defensive and try to get you in a gotcha moment. So you just have to always be aware of that so-called black man. If you are having a discussion with your woman or your wife and you ask her something and she responds with a question, you have to understand the spirit that she's asking that question in. Is she being defensive, or is she genuinely asking a question for further understanding?
25.
What would you have to offer a man?
Not a goddamn thing. If he ain't got nothing to offer like I do, I got the world to offer. But if you ain't got the world to offer back to me, then I'm cool.
Well, I don't claim myself to be the most intelligent or the smartest man walking the earth or anything like that, but what I do know is 0 + 0 = 0, right? So I don't understand how you go from not having a goddamn thing to offer a man to having the world to offer a man. That's two pretty contradicting statements, and you said that shit back to back. So I'm not understanding. It makes no sense. If a man don't have the world to offer to you, then you don't have the world to offer to him. Do you have the world or not? And a lot of times, these women be thinking that a man is supposed to offer them the world. Brothers, you should not be leading, trying to offer a woman the world, right? What a woman should understand when she talks to you is that you are a man of understanding, a man of peace. You are a kind man, a respectful man, but you don't take nobody's shit. Not that you are trying to offer her the world. I mean, if that's your niche and you like to spend money on women or whatever the case may be, that's your prerogative. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do nice things for your woman. You should, right? If you're with a woman, then of course you have to understand that, the woman is a bill. You are going to have to spend some money. But at the same time, it is what it is. Who don't want to do nice things with their woman, right? I mean, that just makes no sense. Even men who are not financially stable and they are with a woman, they always tell her, when I get my shit together, we're going to do this. When I get my shit together, we're going to do that. But the point is, this broad just sat here and said that she don't have a goddamn thing to offer, then turned around and said she has the world to offer. Which one is it? And I'm pretty sure it's the former, not the latter.
Could you give me a spin for the camera?
You just want to see my ass.
I don't want to see your ass. I've already seen it. I want them to see it.
And it's real homegrown, motherfuckers. My bad. This why it's fat, because I eat fat.
Brother said, I've already seen your ass. I don't want to see it. You already walking around here with your ass out. You might as well turn around for the camera right quick. You know you want to anyway. You know you like that attention. Turn around and show that ass. And yeah, it is fat, but so what? There's nothing special about having a fat ass. There's so many women walking around here with fat asses. And she talking about it's fat because I eat fat. You gonna go from having a fat ass to being a fat ass. And the other woman, you know, she jumped in the camera talking about, and it's real MFers. These women have no coof. They have no coof. And the thing is, they want the utmost respect from men when they are out and about with their whole ass out like that, man. Like, are you sitting in chairs with your ass out like that? Like, are you putting your bare ass on chairs? Are you... like, seriously. It's children walking around during the course of the day. Are you walking around during the course of the day with your bare ass out like that? Like, these women have no coof. Seriously, man.
So here's my question. If we were dating, would you still come out dressed like this, or
Yes.
would you dress differently?
Whatever dude I'm dealing with has to be confident.
Yeah, see, that's how a lot of you brothers get got. I already knew she was about to say some bullshit like that. A man I deal with has to be confident or he's insecure. You already knew she was going to say yeah when that man asked her that question. If we were dating, would you still dress like that? See, and I mean, look at this woman, man. She got tattoo on her shoulder, tattoos on her thighs, tattoo on her neck. Brothers, women with tattoos on their neck have unanswered trauma. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. What are you getting a tattoo on your neck for? Yeah, you think you are? Goddamn Birdman or something? But the point that I'm making is she has the aesthetic that a lot of you brothers like. Tattoos, light skin, got a fat ass. So, you know, I'm pretty sure her DMs are flooded. And that gives her the confidence to say, any man that deals with me has to be confident. Because I'm confident. But no, any woman who's genuinely confident, you know, she's not going to be walking around here with her ass out. Not like that. Now, see, the thing is, man, me being a follower of the scriptures, I understand that most women in this society aren't true followers of the scriptures. You do have women who follow it wholeheartedly, and you have women who are not followers of the scriptures, but they do have, you know, genuine good morals, and they were genuinely raised correctly, even if they weren't raised to, you know, understand the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High wants his people to follow. Right? So I say all that to say, when I stated that a woman who has confidence in herself is not going to be walking around with her ass out like that, what I mean is, you may see a woman who is not a whore at all. You may see her at the gym and she may have some tights on or something like that, and you can't help but to see her ass. Right? But she is not ever going to wear some shorts with the backside cut out so that you can purposely see her ass. Right? Like, if a woman has a fat ass, it's just certain things that she's going to put on, and she's not going to be able to hide it. But it's a difference between not being able to hide it and purposely showing it. Right? So, you know, when these women hit you with stuff like, a man that I deal with, he has to be confident, what they are really saying is, I want other men to look at me. Yes, you know, I'm with you, but I want the attention of other men. I want other men to awe over me. And how is that respectful to you? A woman should only want you on over her. Right now, if a woman is attractive, she's attractive. Men are going to say things to her. And that's something that brothers have to understand. You can't just go crashing out because another man finds your woman attractive. Now, the time to be mad about that is if it's your brother or something like that. And when I say brother, I mean, a friend that you're tight with and you call him a brother, or even an individual that you consider a friend. If they try to hop down on your woman, then that's a different story. But, just a man who follows your woman on Instagram, or, if your woman is out and about and a man steps to her and he tries to holler at her, you can't be mad about no shit like that. You can only be upset about her response. Right? But point is, man, a woman who genuinely respects her man, she is not going to be out dressed like that searching for the attention of other men, because you're not dressing like that for other women unless you are a lesbian looking for a stud.
If you're not confident in me, in our relationship, then we have nothing going on.
But there's a difference between confidence and respect.
I respect my dude. I got a nigga right now, and I don't really consider him a nigga. That's my man.
No, you said it right the first time. You see that man as your nigga. And no, you don't respect that man. You just turned around and bent over so that your ass cheeks could spread. How do you respect that man? No, ma'am.
But I respect him because ain't nobody getting my number, ain't nobody hollering at me. They can holler all they want, but they can't get me.
You don't think it's a red flag that he doesn't have a problem with how you're dressed?
No.
Why not?
Because he loves how I dress. When I get dressed, he's my biggest hype man.
Well, what I say is, you sound like one of those women who believes that men should be monogamous. And I say that because you stated that nobody's getting your number, right? Even though you're dressed like that, people can holler at you, but that don't necessarily mean that they're getting any play. So I would believe that you expect him not to holler at nobody else because he's in a relationship with you. But I will also say that if that's the case, then you should be worried, because any man who is your biggest fan, when you're dressed like that with your ass out like that, then you are not the only woman that he's attracted to. You're not the only woman that he's looking at. Any ass out, he's trying to holler. Right? So you should probably watch out for that. But no, brothers, on the real, no woman who respects you, man, will be dressed like that. Right? And you can just tell from her personality and just looking at her, she is not the type of woman who should be taken seriously whatsoever. Right? You should have fun with her and go about your business, because she is not going to respect you whatsoever. She will be able to make you feel good, though. But even still, you have to be careful with stuff like that, because these women have spirits on them, right? And you don't want to walk away with, any type of spirit or demon on you. These women cast spells, right? These women understand what they're doing. Women are not stupid. Very calculated, so-called black man. But point is, man, if you decide to deal with a woman who dresses like that and has that mindset that, any man who deals with her has to be confident, then you have to understand what comes with that. And if she decides to step out on you, or if she decides to go out in public with her ass out, you chose that. Straight up. But with all that being said, brothers, that's all that real and rare analysis. Yo.